Today's live Dallas Cowboys Report is presented by True Classic Tees. I'm wearing one right now, and unlike a lot of the t-shirts out there, they actually fit properly. They're making bigger guys look slimmer, and slimmer guys look a little bit buffer. 25% off when you use promo code CHAT, that's C-H-A-T, at trueclassictees.com/chat. Tell you more about them later on in today's live show, but we're live on YouTube and Facebook and Rumble, and we're going to do what we always do. Give you guys a chance to get that chat popping off. The pinned poll of the day. This is one I think we'll ask throughout the year. Do you believe in the Cowboys this year? Not if they're real or not, but do you believe in them being a viable option in terms of a contender, etc.? Y for yes, N for no. Producer Brett's walking, and I don't know about that one. Jeremy just got something. What do you have on there, Jeremy? What are we doing over there? Producer Brett just gave Jeremy something, and okay, I like that. I mean, definitely put it on properly. I like that. There you go. Little tease for you guys later on in the show. But do you believe in the Cowboys? Y for yes, N for no. Sound off for me in the comment section. 63% say yes, 37% say no in that live chat. Sound off, Y or N. I am not surprised it's close to 50-50. The way the year ended and the way the offseason went, I don't think has inspired much, if any, confidence relative to normal years and normal fan bases than what we've got this year. Leonard says yes. Gary, the Texan third, Lord Stone, William, Aaron, the G-Way, Elias, all typing in their Y for yes. Haven't seen any no's in the chat. Julian says yes. Bus714 and Aunt DeBois Brown typing in their yeses. Angelo, Tommy, Vince, Zach's in the middle. Adriano says no, and so does Bruno. But not many no's in there. The chat does not match the pin poll results right now. Let's bring on producer Jeremy. What do you have on your head there, Chugs?
Just a True Classic hat.
There you go.
You know, you can get it at trueclassictees.com/chat.
The nice part about you wearing the True Classic Tees hat is it takes away from your face.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Good one, Tom.
Highlighting your better attributes, just like their T-shirts do. There you go. True Classic Tees.
Good save there, Tom.
I mean, it was. I'm calling you ugly, to be clear.
Yo, you want to know if I believe in the Cowboys?
I don't know. What are you gonna say?
I mean, I believe they're a real team.
Okay. Well, thanks, Jeremy. Do you think they'll be a playoff team this year?
I think they'll be the 7th seed in the NFC.
So yes, Jeremy was nice, kind of, to the Cowboys.
I'm not a flip-flopper like Tom. I'm keeping my original.
Don't go 10-6-1 again.
My original guess, my original prediction of the Cowboys' record of 10-6-1 this season. And if you want to know Tom's record prediction, stick around because we'll be going live right after the show, exclusively on Rumble for Tom's record prediction.
There you go.
He's not going 10-6-1. A little tease.
There you go. So again, do you believe in the Cowboys? Y for yes, N for no. Keep those comments coming. We're hovering around 63%. We're down to 3 quarterbacks on the Cowboys roster. They've already released one of them, Ben DiNucci, to the surprise of nobody. So pick a backup QB, Will Grier or Cooper Rush. I think Rush offers you more from like a game planning perspective, being a good helper to Dak Prescott, the QB assistant, as I call them. He won the game last year. He's a bit more accurate than Will Grier. But Grier's able to do things in the offense, vertical shots, moving with the football, some read option stuff that Cooper Rush doesn't really offer. I think Grier outplayed Rush. I wonder how much that one missed preseason game hurts him. I will say this. Whoever gets cut, I do think you can get on the practice squad if you want them there. I don't think either of those guys are going to end up getting claimed in the end. So who do you want? WG for Will Grier, CR for Cooper Rush. We'll know soon. Yeah, I guess Jeremy Chugs' is burners typing in BD. We can throw Ben DiNucci in there too, but he's already got cut, so you can't really pick him.
Tom, it's a long-term play. They're going to be bringing him back after
I could see him being on the practice squad. I could, but I don't think he's got any chance to make it to the active roster in the end. And I have a good point mentioned by, I think it was Alexander. If Dak goes down, yes, you're in trouble, but you still need a backup quarterback. If it's only for a game, different conversation. If it's for 12 games, later season, new head coach coming in there at that point there. So get your votes in. WG or CR. It's, I think, more Will Grier's, Darvin, Vince, Donnell, Ant Du Bois Brown, DAG, Jackie, Jeff, Julian, all typing in their WGs plus more I missed. Stubby, Steven, Antoine, the big dog, typing in CR for Cooper Rush. What was that, Jeremy? Oh, Jack thinks you should be a water boy. Yeah, I buy it. There you go. All right, Cowboys record prediction. We will be doing that as our after-hours segment exclusively on live. Jeremy's a big fan of ties because he's a communist and he cheers for the Commanders secretly, but I don't believe in ties. I will never project a tie in a record prediction. I would rather never watch football again. And I mean the real football, not that grass fairy stuff. So predict the Cowboys record for me in 2022 as I alienate many a culture with my phrases today. Predict the Cowboys record. I see 10-7 from the Ponsic Show, 12-4 from Aaron, 8-8 from Kevin Cobb, 9-6-2 from Tyler Perry. We have your super thanks coming up in the mailbag, by the way, Tyler. Stay tuned. 10-7. Remember, 17 games, so you can't say 8-8. That does not work at all. 8-1 does work. 9-8, 12-5, 10-7. James Stallworth, 17-0. How I wish that could happen, but no. 11-6, 12-5, 13-4, 12-5, 7-10, 14-3. What's up, Jeremy?
But Tom, I actually heard that this is the Cowboys' year.
But not to go 17-0.
I don't know.
They're not going to go 17-0.
Somebody told me this is the year.
If they go 17-0, I will drink an entire bottle of Jack Daniels on air. 12-5 from Reese Bonneau, 8-1 from Christian. Joseph H says 17. Gary Sane says 11-6. 15-2. Koze says 13-4, and then 3-0 in the playoffs. I love it. Eeyore says 12-5, 12-5, 8-1, 15-2, 10-7, 10-3, 13-4, 10-7, 6-11, 13-4, 10-7, 4-0-13. That is the one to end on. As far I assume the 13's at the ties, which is just hilarious to me in the end. Office debate back again, since we got people from different regions of America here in the office. What do you call it? Pop, soda, or Coke/Cola? One of these is objectively wrong, by the way. It's not Coke. It's not Coke. Not, Jeremy. Don't give me that face. It's not. P, S, or C. It's just not Coca-Cola. I'm sorry. It's not. It's not.
Tom.
What?
You're alienating a big
I know, and you're wrong, okay? It's okay to be wrong. It is.
What do you call it?
I typically tend to call it soda.
Okay.
Now, I think I called it pop a lot more when I was younger because Midwestern.
Daddy, can I get a pop?
But that is very much a cultural thing. Again, if you say Coke, you're wrong. Now, Coke and Cola are specific types of soda. You can't say, like, oh, what ice cream do you want? And you respond with, like, a brand. That's not how it works.
I mean, you can. What kind of ice cream do you want? I want some Bluebell.
But that doesn't narrow it down at all.
It narrows it down to what kind you want.
It doesn't answer the flavor question.
Then you can just go up on... Sorry, I just saw a message.
I saw it, too. It's good. Good job, Ponsic Show. You got Jeremy. I know exactly which one it was.
Somebody unhit it.
Oh, I unhit it. Oh, that's funny.
That's not nice.
There you go.
Even if it's true.
Yeah, what kind of Coke do you want? I don't know. Like now if someone asks you what kind of Coke do you want,
Sprite.
That's not Coke. You could go with Diet, regular,
well, no.
Cherry.
It technically,
you can't narrow it down.
It technically is Coke. It's a part of the Coca-Cola brand.
Yes, it is part of the Coca-Cola brand. Doesn't qualify, though. It's still
part
wrong.
Of the brand.
It's still wrong.
The brand is called Coca-Cola.
Okay, if we're going by brands, you know how many things you can respond to? Like, what type of Disney product do you want today? Or what do you want to watch on Disney?
Marvel.
Yeah. And then you go with, I want to watch something weird. No, it doesn't work. Nat Geo. That's not what I asked.
Okay.
What Disney TV show do you want to watch? National Geographic. No.
And just to be clear, the real travesty in all this, the real wrong answer, is if you call it soda.
RC.
Is if you call it soda pop.
Soda pop is just weird.
If you call it soda or sody pop, I imagine
Sody Pop?
I imagine you're a 70-year-old man who lives on a ranch in Oklahoma.
And you have those weird candies that all the grandmas have that like nobody actually wants, but they're always there.
Yes.
And I'm convinced they've been there for years.
The sugar-free strawberry ones where the wrapper actually looks like a strawberry.
Yes, those that nobody likes.
Don't call it Sody Pop.
Thank you, Producer Jeremy. The first time in a long time we've agreed on something here. The show's going to be a little bit different today. We're actually doing 2 mailbags. Roster cuts are tomorrow, and I want to make sure we're ready for that and not having a bunch of stuff get outdated real quickly. So 2 mailbags. We're going to begin the show with a mailbag as well. As always, 2 ways to get on. Number 1, use hashtag Cowboys. That's in the comment section. Get in there. Get your questions in. We'll see if Producer Jeremy picks one of them for you. If you don't want to use hashtag Cowboys, that's weird. It means you're not going to get on the show. But if you want to jump everybody who is using it, simply Super Chat. I'm instituting a new rule today, at least for today only. Any and all Super Chat. I will crack open a beer and drink some of it. Now, that requires supers. So far, nobody at this point. So get your questions in using hashtag Cowboys or skip the line by Super Chatting altogether. All right, almost 500 people watching live right now, and although we did pass Jeremy's favorite number, 68, we are not yet at the 100 like mark, which is profoundly disappointing. Like, that's not even a fourth of you guys are watching the show, haven't liked it quite yet. So get in there, use hashtag Cowboys or Super Chat if you want to jump the line altogether. So I see some questions in there like, Darvin, I see your question. If you're not using hashtag Cowboys, it's definitely not going to get picked. Otherwise, Chugs can't see them. If you don't use hashtag Cowboys, your questions simply do not show up at that standpoint there. Let's get these 2 Super Chats here real quick, Jeremy. From Alex Vasquez 90 says, shotgun the can. That's a $50 super today. I will do a little beer cheers for you. But I'm not doing a full-fledged drinking of the entire beer.
Scared.
I'm not going to have a beer per Super Chat.
Uh-huh.
I have to drive home tonight. MK's not feeling well, and then I'm going to show up just hammered drunk, like, hi babe, I have 30 beers today. Like, no, I'm not going to do that. It's ridiculous.
Somebody clipped that for one. 2, excuses are like buttholes.
All right, so thank you, Alex. Cheers to you. And Nick McLean says, let the lion eat. That's in reference to Micah Parsons. Bottoms up, my friend. All right, let's get set up here then, Chugs, for today's mailbag. Again, 2 ways to get on the show. Hashtag Cowboys, or be like Nick, be like Alex, be the cool people in the live chat, and Super Chat if you have any and all questions on the Cowboys. Get them in right now. Here's what's on tap, by the way, for the entire show. News and rumors. We'll break down the roster cuts so far. Some trade rumors, speculation out there as well. We also have 2 mailbags. So start and end the Facebook and YouTube side with mailbag questions. Then exclusively on Rumble, over at rumble.com/CowboysTV, it is schedule prediction breakdown. That's coming up only on Rumble. That link is in the comments section. It'll also be in the description as well. So stay tuned for that. News, rumors, trade as well. Not 1, but 2 Q&As. There's something going on behind the scenes here. Okay, cool. We'll get to that then momentarily. We'll do the mailbag, then we'll come into that side of things here in a little bit. So we'll go and roll with that. Yeah.
Tom, before you see anything.
Yes.
What position do you think they're trying to trade for?
I already saw it, but it would have been my guess too.
Dang it. I was really hoping you hadn't seen it yet.
Yeah. So we'll stick with the mailbag here. We'll break down note here. Cowboys working on a trade right now. We'll get to that in a little bit.
Not the jet you thought it would be.
Not the jet that people want, but it is a jet involved. So we'll come to that here in a little bit. We'll go through the mailbag to begin today's show here. Cowboys Report Live coming at you right now. You're watching the Cowboys Report. I am Tom Downey. Today's show is a mailbag. We answer any and all questions within reason that come in on our Dallas Cowboys Report live stream. We have to mention the within reason because stuff can get weird sometimes if that's not the route things end up going. So before we get into the questions, we've got some super thanks to get to as well. First up from William Reynolds, he says, thanks. This is a $10 super thanks, by the way. Win, lose, or tie, I'm a Cowboys fan till I die. When I die, bury me in the Arctic Whites with a Tom Landry fedora hat. Yes, the refs will flag me, but at least they come to see me. He then asked what your favorite Cowboys player is and the favorite team. Cowboys player all time for me is Deion Sanders. Favorite teams, I have fond memories of the 2006 and 2016 versions because they were one bad play away and maybe some bad officiating in one of them from really making a nice run. From Billy Madison. Real name. Thank you, Billy. He just says, go Cowboys, a $2 super thanks. Thank you very much, my friend, on that one. As a reminder, super thanks are awesome. It's a way for you guys to donate outside of the live show. In the past, you could only donate money via live shows. Now you're able to do it as part of on-demand videos. So if you see a message, if you want something to donate, we appreciate that, guys. Click donate, or click the thanks icon, put in whatever message you want, any amounts you want. If you super thanks, we promise we will give you a shout out as well. A $5 super thanks now from Tyler Parrott. If we miss the playoffs this year, should we rebuild or significantly retool this team, given an aging offensive line, moving on from Zeke, and after paying our young core? I think that process is kind of already in the mix. Where you moved on from guys like Amari Cooper, from Lyle Collins, right? Notable names. You are probably going to move on from Tyron Smith next year, from Zeke Elliott, and that is the beginning of a fairly significant change that's come for the Cowboys. Now, I think a lot of it depends on what your young core is. As long as you're keeping Dak, I think retool is a better phrase than rebuild, but that is the route I think they're starting to approach, given that your head coach next year might be very different. From Adam Ward, Cowboys crack open another beer, double fist them. Okay. Do you see any trades coming for the Cowboys? Look, we'll see what happens as the week goes on. Cool. Steven likes to say, hey, we're always in the market for moves and whatnot. Give him a chance, but it's not going to put it this way. It's not going to be a major splashy move. It would be more of a under-the-radar backup style move. Elijah Williams says, put Micah at left tackle and bring back the mac and cheese ice cream. We're out of the mac and cheese ice cream. It has all been consumed. Maybe we can bring it back in the near future. If I'm putting Mike anywhere on offense, it might be running back. I think he'd be actually a really good back lined up there for the Cowboys. From Buck, how hot is Mike McCarthy's seat right now? To be blunt, I think very hot. I think he is very much in a position of, if he does not win, if he does not have success, he's going to get fired. The Cowboys have Dan Quinn lurking. Sean Payton, of course, has been linking forever at this point. I would not be surprised if McCarthy ends up getting fired. It is go win a bunch of games with this roster as constructed, or we're going to find somebody else instead. So what do you think actually ends up happening? Prediction time here. Will Mike McCarthy be fired this year? Type in Y for yes, or type in N for no. This is going to be the pinned comment on today's video, so if an ad break comes on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know. Hunter Floyd, heard Hill Wright is going to be in the 53. Ridgeway's getting cuts. I'll mention Hill. I think I've been very impressed with how he's been able to grow and improve as a player. But I think he is going to make the roster. We'll know in a little bit of time here. From Caden Bramal, chances Cowboys trade for Slay or Mims. Let's focus. I assume you mean Darius. I assume you mean Darius Slayton and not Darius Slay. Darius Slay, there's a 0% chance. Slayton and Mims, I do think are, or at least were, much more available via the trade market. The Pond 6 Show, I believe the Cowboys should run the ball with Zeke early in the year so the offensive line can build confidence and play better. Your thoughts? My concern with this approach is, I'll go overall offensive mindset here. Here's what I'm worried about for the Cowboys offense. They're going to try to really run the football early on, And it's going to be not great because they could not run the football last year. And what they'll end up doing is finding themselves in a bunch of 3rd and 5s and 3rd and 4s and 3rd and 6s and hope their quarterback converts an obscenely high near league rate of them. Like the good offenses on 3rd and 4s, 3rd and 5-ishes, they're converting like 60%. So do you want to punt on 40% of your drives if that's the route you're going? I don't think they're going to take any shots deep downfield. I think the offensive play calling is going to be scared of it. What I would hope is we get more of that Week 1 Bucs offense from last year, where they didn't try to run the football that well, but they ran a bunch of quick short passes, got the ball on their playmakers, and tried to create some better plays. I'm just worried, especially early on this year with some good run defenses you're going to face, that if you try to run the football and build confidence, you actually don't run the football well, and now you're in a position where you don't have confidence or success on the O-line. I think they will try that. I'm a bit worried about the end result. I hope they run the football better when dared because they could not do it at all last year. Now, the Cowboys Report is also on Rumble. Free, uncensored content every single day. We have the sports. We've also got news and politics, tech and business if you care about any of that. We are trying to grow to platforms that you guys used. So give us a follow, rumble.com/CowboysTV. From Pigpen, what do you think about Tyler Coyle? Can he make it over Marquise Bell? He brings speed and good route timing to the table, better than Bell. Bottoms up. I like Marquise Bell more than Tyler Coyle. I like Bell closer to the line of scrimmage, Coyle more back deep. I am not confident in Coyle this year in terms of like making a big impact on defense, but I think he'll be around next year. He can be an up and down practice squad guy, roster back. I think a roster guy is needed. I think next year he's going to have an even better chance to make the 53. He told me how to pronounce it earlier. I think it's G sound, but I remember he gave me the pronunciation, now I forget, so I'm really sorry, my friend. Cheers to you. Bummed by Tyron, but how many teams' offensive lines are better? I think they're like league-ish average. The issue is you got worse on the offensive line before your Tyron Smith injury, and now you're in an even less ideal space. So for a team that really preaches offensive line play, don't have a good O-line is kind of troubling from that standpoint. There are definitely worse teams, but the days of perfect, great top 5 offensive line, they've been dead for more than just this year. From, again, I hope it's G sound. I'm going to feel like a jerk if I don't say it right. Appreciate you, Tom. All the best to you and the family. Thank you very much, my friend. I appreciate every person watching here on the Cowboys Report. From Toxic Tom Downey burner account. So we brought back a staff that had a loaded roster and couldn't win a wild card game. So we gave them less talent and expect better results. Illogical. It is illogical if you think they are all in on winning right now. They are not. Now, last year you weren't that far away from making a run, right? You lost barely to the Niners, who barely lost to the Rams in the NFC Championship game, and who barely beat the Bengals. You were in position to find a way to make a push. You didn't pull it off in the end. This team's mindset is, whether it is fair or not, it's not, hey, we're close. We think we'll be a playoff team. If we are, maybe we can make that run, get in the dance, get lucky, see what happens. We'll be a playoff contender all year long. If not, well, then Mike McCarthy ain't the guy. They are not all in and committed to this current team, both coaching staff and roster, as it is constructed. Now, if you love the Dallas Cowboys, subscribe. Only for true Cowboys fans. We are not including the fake Cowboys fans, the Eagles fans, looking at you, Jeremy, MG. Only subscribe if you are a true Cowboys fan who wants what's best in the end for Dallas. $5 super chat from Tyler. Thank you, my friend. When does Jerry Jones finally step down? Good question. In terms of all the way down, I think when he passes away. In terms of giving over power to others, he's already ceded a tremendous amount of power at this point to Stephen Jones, which is, maybe not the best thing in the end. Emmett Lambert, We are in trade talks for Chuma Edoga. We will hit that coming up in a little bit on the rumors side, of course. That's sticking around here in a little bit. So watching live, stay tuned. Yes, we're going to hit that in a little bit. So we will discuss Chuma Edoga, the Jet swing tackle. I got to pull up. I've mentioned him at one point before on the show. From Joe Linden, is Malik Davis going to make the 53-man roster? We'll see. I think the injuries to Sean McEwen, I think his play helped him a lot. Rico Dowdle might be a bit nicked up as well. If I had to guess right now, I'm going to go with yes, he does make the 53. From Annie, is Tyron Smith done after this year? He might be. I have said before, I thought this was probably Tyron Smith's last year. The Cowboys have an out in his contract. You throw in the injury now as well. I just think it's pretty unlikely that he ends up finding a way onto the 53-man roster next year. Best case scenario is that he returns to the Cowboys in December of this year, in time for the playoff run, as Jerry called it. Next year, there's an out in his contract, just like Amari Cooper, just like Tank Lawrence last year. A cut would save either $9.6 million or $13.6 million if it's a post-June 1st cut or not. Tyron's contract overall has been awesome for the Cowboys. It has been a very team-friendly deal. Took way less than he could have gotten, then he's often restructured. It's been a pretty low cap overall. Awesome contract. But I think the end of the road, unfortunately, is here. So what do you think? Will Tyron Smith play again for the Dallas Cowboys? 1 for yes or 0 for no. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Alex Vasquez, a super chat. Cheers, my friend. Is this the Jimmy curse? Damn you, Jerry Jones. Well, the Jimmy curse might be real, but I'm looking at you, Rowdy. I think you are the real problem. The Cowboys haven't won a title since Rowdy was installed as the Cowboys mascot. I think he is a curse, a blight, and a plague to the Cowboys organization, and I am not above a sacrifice to get things back on track in Dallas. That was a little extreme, but hey, F you, Rowdy. Jeremiah Early, $10 super chat. I'll do the double fisting again for that one. Will they line up both Parsons and Williams over center? Run some stunts. They would be feasting, I think. What about you? D-Law on one end, Big Bo in the middle, maybe Gallimore on the other end. You'll see some creativity. You'll see Sam Williams as a 3 technique between by your guard and center area. You'll see Parsons standing up over the middle. You'll see Tank inside. They do have the package, and they've shown it before in the preseason and last year. They have the ability and creativity to be creative with how they deploy some of their pass rushers. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do that. And I think stunts on third downs, get creative. Don't let them know exactly where you're coming from. Maybe some simulated pressures are great things. So Jeremiah, I think yes, you will see a lot of creative blitzes out of this Cowboys team. From Gene, are you worried about Jalen Tolbert or the wide receivers room? Yeah, I still am. It's not the best grouping at this point. Tolbert, I'm not panicking about, but we can be objective and honest here too. That was not a strong showing in the preseason. Had a couple drops. This should have been a TD. This play right here. Great throw from Rush. Tolbert wasn't in the right spot. Didn't get his feet in bounds. Didn't have the right depth on that route there. I think that was an issue overall. 6 catches, 44 yards on 16 targets. Not all his fault, of course. Isn't great from that standpoint. The Cowboys receiving remains thin. Entering cut down day and whatnot. CeeDee Lamb. Gallup is going to miss some time. He's going to be on the active roster, but I don't think we'll be playing week 1, and we'll see about week 2 and 3, etc. You're banking on Tolbert early. I hope it works out in the end. So grade the Cowboys wide receiver core for me. A, B, C, D, or F. Sound off in the comments section how you feel about the Cowboys wide receiver core. From Kevin Cobb, if Jared chooses between the Super Bowl and jersey sales, I say the money, that's the problem. Well, I think the Super Bowl would actually get you more money, and that's the route they want to go. Here's the problem with the Cowboys' mindset. They are perfectly content being a playoff team every year. They would rather be a bunch of years in a row of in the playoffs or just outside the playoffs than committing extra resources for 1 or 2 years and then not, and then having a down year. They don't want to have bad seasons, and it could cost them better chances at actually winning titles. Jeremiah, early another $5 super. Cheers, my friend. Speaking of creativity, play with Gallimore at D, where he blew by the tackle, smashed the QB, was beautiful. Neville Gallimore looking like a beast. I've been impressed by Gallimore and Osa. I feel better about especially the interior of the Cowboys defense line than what I have in several years, to be honest. And one more here from Tyler Parrott. Bottoms up, hashtag girl dads. Thank you, Tyler. Much appreciated. Cheers to you, my friend. If we did not get to your question, hit me up on Twitter at WhatGoingDowney. My DMs are open to answer any and all of your Cowboys questions. All right, we will get to the news and rumors here momentarily, but first, a question for you. What is your favorite animal? Jeremy can sound off here as well. I'm going to make one quick edit to our upcoming rumor script here, Chug, so stay tuned.
Yeah, so we and Tom were talking about this before. I think I have a somewhat weird animal. My favorite animal is a sloth. I just like that they're chill, relax, don't move slow. Even though Tom's wife, who was a zookeeper, said that she got attacked by a sloth.
Almost.
Or
at least one of her coworkers.
I feel like if you almost get attacked by a sloth, you got attacked by a sloth. It's just
they move quicker than you think.
The intent was there, you just avoided it.
Sure, that's fair. I suppose in the end.
That's like saying someone almost assaulted me. The intent was there. So I like sloths. Let's see what people in the Rashard, I can't do snakes. I'm sorry.
I don't like snakes either.
I don't like I'm okay with snakes. I've had the snake around my neck and done stuff like that, but if you own a snake as a pet, I don't know if I can trust you.
I don't trust snake people. Snakes are just not cool with me. Also spiders. I don't like spiders either.
Poodle, a tiger. That's pretty cool. Cats, leopard, beta fish. Oh, a tomfish.
Nice. Funny. Ocelots are cool too. They're crepuscular.
Oh my gosh.
Remember the first time I told Mary Kate that, and I used crepuscular in the right context, and she was very confused.
A capybara? That sounds like something from Australia.
Yeah.
Leopard, wolves, Black Panther. Great movie. Monkey, shark, wolf. Your mom. Jeremy looks like a sloth. Nice. Big bad wolf. Mm-hmm. Keep them coming. Boxer.
Okay.
Liger.
Ligers are cheating. That's a fake animal.
What do tigers dream of when they take a little tiger snooze?
Thanks for singing, Chugs. Honey Badger's in there too. The Honey Badger could have been on the Cowboys if they cared, but he wasn't
not
a
the
scheme
animal,
fit.
the person.
Well, also both. Why not both?
Yeah.
Why stop?
A pigeon. A pigeon?
Pigeon?
How is a pigeon your favorite animal?
Hey, be nice.
Oh, an eagle? Great answer on that.
American answer. Pterodactyl.
Hey, Tom loves eagles.
I love dinosaurs, not eagles. I love bald eagles. Because I believe in America, you commie.
I didn't say anything. I love the Eagles too, Tom. We both love the Eagles.
There you go.
Let's see.
I see some cheetahs in there.
Cheetah, lion, Micah Parsons.
A lot of lions in there.
Nice.
Wolverines. All right, keep that coming, guys. Your favorite animal. After the rumors and second mailbag, we will have Cowboys Report After Hours coming up here in a little bit.
Good point, Tom.
Yeah, that's how you do a little tease there in the end.
That's what they call a tease in the business.
A tease in the business.
I'm going to give my best Harrison Graham impression. Wee-oo. Exclusive content alert.
I like it. Good job there. All right, make sure you're following us on Rumble, rumble.com/CowboysTV. Just quick note for you, Jeremy. I did play around with the script to include the Chuma Edoga trade rumor. We'll hit that off the top of the rumor side of things here. So just keep that in mind. Because there is no trade yet. So we'll see what happens. We'll break down the Aduma standpoint here in a little bit. Edoga, thank you. People are very upset that it's not Denzel Mims. Whatever, we'll get to that in a little bit. So make sure you're ready to go. Rumble.com/CowboysTV. That is part of the Rumble-only live show. It'll be my record prediction Any potential trade for Chuma Edoga, I promise you, will not impact things from that perspective. That's coming up here in a little bit. It's going to be news and rumors, then another mailbag, then Rumble After Hours exclusively on Rumble. You're watching the Cowboys Report, made possible today by True Classic Tees. I'm wearing one right now. They feel more comfortable. They fit properly. They're worth every penny, and they're saving you 25% off when you head over to trueclassictees.com/chat and you use promo code CHAT. That link will be in the comment section. The promo code will be in there as well. It's also in the description of today's video. True Classic Tees, t-shirts that actually fit the way they're supposed to. Here's what's coming up on today's Cowboys Report. Some roster cuts that have been made so far. There have just been a handful at this point. A Denzel Mims trade possibility, trading for Darius Slayton, Micah Parsons top 100. But first, we've got some Chuma Edoga trade rumors here on the Cowboys Report. To get into the report from Aaron Wilson is that the Cowboys are trying to trade for Chuma Edoga. Why this gets leaked, I don't know. It's the Cowboys. They always find a way to let that information end up getting out. So there is no guarantee a deal ends up going down. I got to go check what video it was, but we have discussed Edoga in the past as a potential trade, a swing tackle trade candidate. Third-round pick several years ago, 2019, I believe, out of USC. Was pretty good in the preseason, relatively speaking, but he's also clearly not a starting option. That's why the Jets went out and signed Dwayne Brown instead of giving Edoga a chance. He would be a swing tackle option, which of course makes sense because I think internally the Cowboys have plans at that left tackle spot. That begins with one Tyler Smith and maybe ends with Tyler Smith when it's all said and done. The Cowboys have been expected to add more offensive line depth before the start of the 2022 season. Smith is the favorite to start at the left tackle spot. The Cowboys say they plan to use an internal option, or at least that's what they've leaked out there, that we're going to use internal guys, and that's actually something Stephen Jones straight up said. The good news for Smith is that he has been cleared to return to practice. Now, here's what Stephen Jones, because Smith of the Ankle, here's what Stephen Jones said about the offensive line in general. We're always looking to upgrade our roster. Certainly the offensive line is one where we aren't necessarily loaded with depth there. Certainly something we'll continue to look at. We'll see if the trade for Edoga goes down and what the details are if it does, but the Cowboys do need O-line depth. I am very underwhelmed by Josh Ball. I don't think he's a good football player, at least on the left side. Matt Waletzko, we haven't seen very much of at this point. Isaac Alarcon is, I think, a practice squad guy this year. You need more O-line depth, which we knew months ago, and the Cowboys didn't really address it. In the event they do trade for Edoga, I'm fine with that. I know he's not a sexy name. Guys, we have to be realistic here too. You're not going to find an awesome offensive lineman available for cheap. That's not how anything works in the end. Let's talk cuts now for the Cowboys here. 5 cuts we know of so far. Ben DiNucci, TJ Vasher, James Empey, Amon Simon, and Big Kat Bryant. Let's talk TJ Vasher first here. That one's not a huge surprise. The big-bodied outside wide receiver splashed early in camp in the preseason and then kind of disappeared as things went on from that standpoint. Didn't make any real noise. I was impressed, though, by Ben DiNucci. I thought he played very well. For a guy that didn't really get any reps, for him to be able to contribute in the fourth quarter of most preseason games, I thought he played pretty well overall. But with DiNucci out of the running, two-man race for the backup quarterback role. Is it Will Grier or Cooper Rush? This will be the pinned comment on today's show. So if an ad break comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there, type in WG for Will Grier or CR for Cooper Rush. All right, among the other Cowboys cuts, we mentioned DiNucci and TJ Vasher. James Empey could be a practice squad guy. I'm not sure. Amon Simon will be. He didn't play that much in the preseason. I'm kind of hopeful Big Kat Bryant is, if only for the name, but he also, I thought, flashed some at edge rusher. The Cowboys will, of course, make a lot more cuts as the days goes on. And then on Wednesday/Thursday, we'll start to actually officially finalize practice squad options. So with that in mind, name a player who you want on the Dallas Cowboys practice squad. You know, it could be a DiNucci, could be a Vasher, could be somebody they've not yet cut. Let me know in the comments section. Today's Cowboys Report is made possible by True Classic Tees. 25% off when you use promo code CHAT over at trueclassictees.com/chat. If you're like me, if you're like most people, maybe you're carrying a little bit of excess weight somewhere you don't want to. Well, True Classic Tees help fit you so it's not super obvious you've got a beer gut, whether it's a big one or a large one or whatever. They are T-shirts that actually are designed to fit men instead of fitting the model or the mannequin or whatever. They've got T-shirt or shorts, by the way, which I find it super comfortable as well. 25% off all of their products at trueclassictees.com/chat. I'm wearing one right now. I promise you, it feels incredibly comfortable. You will not regret the purchase. Get yours today. Links in the comments section and the description, trueclassictees.com/chat. Let's talk a different Jets trade here in the end. Denzel Mims. Now, this is the one more Cowboys fans want because they've heard of Denzel Mims as opposed to Chuma Edoga, who, we'll see there. Now, Mims' agent, Ron Slayton, has publicly requested a trade from the Jets, which I think makes sense. He's buried on the depth chart. He's a former second-round pick who has flashed when given opportunities to an extent, but is also going to be no more than wide receiver 4 in New York. He's pretty cheap, by the way. 2 years, $2.45 million. That's the cost of Denzel Mims if the Cowboys trade for him, which should be pretty affordable for even Catboy. The issue for Mims is kind of twofold. One, beyond being buried, that's number one, I guess. Number two is he hasn't fared very well in his NFL career. Hasn't had many chances, 31 catches, 490 yards, 0 touchdowns. Didn't do anything last year. He had 8 catches, 133 yards, no scores. In 2022, 7 catches, 102 yards, and 1 touchdown. Now, that was in the Week 3 preseason game alone. He basically outplayed his entire season last year in one game against admittedly Giants backups at cornerback. Mims, I think, could be an upgrade over guys like Noah Brown, Fehoko, probably as a pure receiver, definitely Dennis Houston, Brandon Smith. I also wonder just how impactful he would be immediately. My concern is this. By the time you get Denzel Mims up to speed, you are probably having Michael Gallup back already. I would take Mims over James Washington. I'm not sure the Cowboys will go that route, but do you want him over Fehoko? Because those guys kind of fall into similar buckets. They're kind of lottery tickets. We don't know what they are. They could be great. They could end up being, 2 cents. It doesn't mean that much. So I would be cautious just throwing a bunch of lottery picks at wide receiver. I think you're okay in terms of wide receiver 4, wide receiver 5. I would rather have a more proven piece on the outside. But what do you guys want? Do you want to trade for Denzel Mims? Y for yes or N for no? Sound off for me in the comments section. The other option here is Darius Slayton. Now, the Giants are actively taking trade calls on Slayton right now. That was leaked, which means they want to trade him. You can have him. $2.54 million salary is what he's owed this year. We will see if that actually ends up going down or not. The Giants have injuries at receiver. Slayton had success in the past. He wasn't as good this past year. We could probably blame the quarterback from that perspective, but it's a matter of how much do you want to give up to acquire him in the end? The regression this past year was real, but he's also a more proven outside vertical threat than even James Washington. So again, it's the same category, right? Like, you just want to cut Washington and just add Slayton? If so, okay. Otherwise, you're okay at wide receiver 4s and 5 and 6s. It's the lack of a true proven 2 while Gallup is out and a proven 3 either way that I am worried about. I don't know if Slayton or Mims really move the needle that much in the end. But if you had to trade for one, who would it be? DM for Denzel Mims or DS for Darius Slayton? I'm going DM, but I want to hear from you guys right now in the comments section. Now, Cowboys roster cuts are coming. Hit that big red button and subscribe for free daily videos right here on the Dallas Cowboys Report. It's youtube.com/CowboysTV. One last note here on the NFL Top 100 list, because that's a thing still. Micah Parsons, number 16 overall. He was 5th among defenders, by the way. Very unusual for a rookie to skyrocket that high after 1 year. Here were the top 5 defenders. Aaron Donald was number 2 overall. TJ Watt was number 6 overall. Jalen Ramsey was number 9. Myles Garrett was number 11. And I will continue to label Micah Parsons an athlete when I can at number 16 overall. I will just make a note in a second. But first, the NFL Top 100 list is often kind of stupid. So where would you rank Micah Parsons among NFL players? Even I'm not saying number 1. But sound off and let me know in the comment section. Remember, folks, the NFL Top 100 list is stupid. It's dumb. It is, the players don't care about voting for it. They half-ass. You don't vote for 100, you vote for like 20 guys. And then it's this is the top 100 list, which, like, if you're asking for top 20, doing top 100, that's not how math works. So it is stupid. I'll make note of it. Do not let yourself get worried about it in the end. Before we go, the penalty boys were a problem in the preseason again. We're going to bully the Cowboys into fewer flags this year by typing in flags in the comment section. Because remember, folks, if it's for a good reason, like making the Cowboys a better football team, bullying works, and it's kind of worth it. Question for you guys now. Shout out your state in the comment section. Cowboys Twitter is very upset about them having interest in Chuma Edoga, which, like, you want an offensive lineman. They go have interest in one, allegedly. It might be a leap by the Jets to get a better trade offer. And now you're mad at them? Can't win sometimes. Like, he's a backup swing. You're not going to find a great swing. Like, it's unrealistic expectations here. That's my mindset. I'm going to get a tweet off here if you want to talk for a bit, Jeremy. Get some shout-outs here for your state.
All right. I'm getting my best voice going for, what's it called?
Shout-outs?
Not shout-outs. Like, what are those people called? Auctioneers. All right, here we go. Arkansas, Wisconsin, Texas, Indiana, Arizona, Pennsylvania, Texas, North Carolina, Virginia, Vermont, New Mexico, Las Vegas, Brazil, Kentucky, Africa, Arkansas, Vermont, New Mexico, Alaska, North Carolina, Maryland, Ghana, South Carolina, Minnesota, New York, Texas. Let's see, where is everybody from? Oh, Sao Paulo, Las Vegas, Jersey, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, Mississippi, California, New Mexico, Minnesota, Maryland, Florida, Forney, Texas, Alaska, East Washington, D.C., Iowa, Clovis, New Jersey, Forney, Texas, Philly smells bad, Mexico, Florida, your mom's house, Virginia, China, Mars, Washington, D.C., Iowa, Toledo, Florida, Cali, baby, Santa Fe, Jacksonville, Detroit Lions, Ukraine, hey, we're praying for you, Jamie, Toledo, Texas, Missouri, and now we're all cut up.
Thank you, Jeremy. Appreciate that, my friend.
Anytime.
We are $13 away in Super Chats from 69. We'll do shots again, baby. So if you have questions, one more mailbag is coming up. You can use hashtag Cowboys or Super Chat to skip the line. We've got DiLunatic, Majestic, and Savage. By the way, Jeremy, the Majestic and Savage questions, we already have the Predict the Score weigh-in built for the mailbag, so go to that then. Just makes sense that way.
Yeah.
Get those in. Remember, the mailbags will go out later in the week, so avoid some of the awkward time questions, if that makes sense. Like the cuts one. Avoid those best possible.
Yeah.
Get your questions in using hashtag Cowboys or by Super Chatting. DiLunatic, Majestic, and Savage. MG, there you go. He is a huge Cowboys fan. I'm still convinced that's you.
That's me?
Yes. Yes.
Tom, we already went through this. I love the Cowboys.
He said it. Clip it. He said it. He said it. You said it. You love the Cowboys.
Of course I do.
Yeah. There you go.
Just like every Cowboys fan, I go into the season, I just get my heart broken every single year. It's a great turn of events. Stop it. Don't hurt me.
There you go.
But yeah, a little sad I haven't seen Zeno today, to be honest.
Yeah, where is Zeno? Hope everything's okay.
Yeah.
It's all good.
If you're watching this at a later date, Zeno,
Love you, buddy.
you.
All right, mailbag coming up. Remember, after the mailbag, it is Cowboys Report After Hours, exclusively available live on Rumble. Slick405, I see your super chats. After I see his questions, I'll hit one of them. Just go to me full screen with the Rumble L3 during the mailbag, and I'll know how to go to it, Jeremy. So Slick405, I see it in there along with Sack77. Thank you guys so much. We'll be there in a little bit. So again, get your questions in. Hashtag Cowboys or mailbag or super chat. So, yeah. So, yeah, no, I kind of misspoke. I got flustered a little bit there. So get your questions in. It's mailbag time here to wrap up today's live Cowboys Report. You are watching the Dallas Cowboys Report by Chat Sports. I am Tom Downey. All the questions coming in today, well, they're live. They're done live as part of our mailbag right here on the Cowboys Report. Some super chats to get things going. Drinking for any and all of them. DiLunatic. Can the 2022 defense lead us in an offensive-driven league? I think we have to remember that there's probably going to be some defensive regression this year because you're not going to force as many turnovers. Hopefully you're better and get on the field on some third downs. That should even things out a little bit there. Won't allow as many big plays if Trayvon Diggs remembers to tackle some. If Parsons is still great. The concern is the offense regressed and didn't get any better. That's why people are like, defense going to lead us. I don't think defense alone can lead you to have immense success. Playoff team? Absolutely. If you want to do more than that, you need your offense to carry its own end of the burden. From Majestic YT, do you think the Cowboys will beat the Bucs? I do. On one hand, I feel better about playing them because, Brady's been away, because their offensive line is decimated, but then you lost Tyron Smith as well. The line in this game, by the way, is the Bucs -1. So it's a very narrow game in terms of the spread, which could make for an awesome outcome, but we'll have to wait and see on that standpoint there. Savage505 says, Tom, who do you have winning week 1, Cowboys or Bucs? I won't answer that right now because, to be honest, I have a predict the schedule coming up here in a little bit. That'll be available if you're watching live, only on Rumble. It was an exclusive live segment later in the week on the actual Cowboys Report. But when it comes to the Cowboys and the Bucs, I'll give you guys a chance to answer this question. Predict the score for me. Who you got winning and what the score is. Cowboys, Bucs, is it 28-24? Is it 24-23? Over, under, set at 50, so it's somewhere in that area. Let me know in the comment section. From Jake, how is our defense going to be? Haven't seen starters. No, they sat their key starters. It'll be a very similar offense from what you saw short term. I think it'll be a offense or a defense that relies on pressure, gets creative with the way things sit, and we'll see how things develop from that standpoint. I am curious to see how they fare. I think they'll be a really good defense, and they went from 26 last year in DVOA to number 2. Finish top 10, I'll be happy again. From Roy Williams, now that Tyler is our starting left tackle, we're going to left guard. Who's going to be our backup guard? Braylon Jones. Matt Farniok is going to be your backup guard option. So keep an eye on that name when it comes to roster cut down time. I think he will be your backup center guard in the end. From Damilare Ganiu, if McCarthy does not call plays on offense or defense, then why does he screw up clock management so often? Go Cowboys. It's a great question. What is McCarthy's job is, I think, what's really being asked here. It's a couple-fold. It's clock management, which is a real problem. It is finding ways to have your team ready prepared, real problem in the playoff game. And it is finding ways to set the tone as a coaching staff for your players on offense and defense. And I don't think those were strengths of the team last year. And it's also avoid injuries, which for the most part they actually do a pretty good job of. From Jay Fitzy, yeah. Will Kellen have Zeke, Pollard, and Turpin on the field on any packages? Maybe. I think the issue is that the way you would deploy Pollard and the way you would deploy Turpin are a little bit similar. I think we'll have to see how that ends up getting deployed and worked out in the end, but it is an option. I think it gives them some creativity. I think you will see all three guys, though, get reps on offense. We have a Rumble question, by the way, coming in live from Slick405. Hey, Tom, I know Tyron's out to the hamstring. Smith is out to the left tackle, Tyler Smith. Who's going to cover left guard? That will be Connor McGovern. Go to the offensive line depth chart here for me, Chugs, real quick. The offensive line is going to be, at least what I think it should be, barring some weird shit, Tyler Smith, Connor McGovern, Tyler Biotish, Zach Martin, Terrence Steele, backups with guys like, but not limited to, Matt Farniok, Josh Ball, Matt Beletsko, etc. From that standpoint. This is what I think your week one starting offensive line looks like. From Cowboys Real One, why not sign OBJ right now? Because he doesn't help you right now. Odell Beckham is not healthy. Odell Beckham will not be healthy until October, maybe more like November. If the Cowboys are still in need of wide receiver help at that point, I would have no problems going out and trying to acquire Odell Beckham. The Cowboys then would be on the short list. Right this second, doesn't help you. So would you sign Odell Beckham? OBJ for yes and no BJ for no. Let me know in the comments section if you would go get Odell Beckham. From Tommy O'Donnell, about signing Eric Fisher. How much would it cost Catboy? I'll say 1 year, $3.5 million. I'm not sure what's going on with Eric Fisher. He wasn't as good last year. He just kind of got beat a bit more than you want. I think there are some concerns over just that level. I think the money might be asking for too much. I'd call Jason Peters as well, but I'd feel better about my offensive line depth at minimum with Eric Fisher or even Jason Peters on that standpoint. From Caden Bramal, how many losses before the Cowboys would start to tank for Peyton? You don't have to tank for him. You can't tamper, but like we know the Cowboys can. It's Jerry and Sean, their boys. Like they would find a way to communicate if they needed to. In terms of firing McCarthy, I do not think they will fire Mike McCarthy until they are formally out of the playoff race. At that point, anything is on the table because if they don't make the playoffs this year, barring a freak rash of injuries like 2020, Mike's gone. A super chat from Jeremiah Early. What about Eric Fisher for tackle? It was a similar question from earlier, but it was a super chat, Jeremiah, so I'll give you a beer cheers. I think there's some, like I mentioned, injuries, cost, and regression in play concerns there. All right, from Vince. On which spot would you pick CeeDee Lamb for your fantasy team, and how many receivers would you pick in front of him? I assume, not dynasty. Mid to late round 2 is where I think he should go. He's definitely a top 10 candidate from that perspective. From Darvin, should the Cowboys trade a second or third round pick to the 49ers for Jimmy Garoppolo? Dak needs a quality backup. I'll answer it, then I'm going to drink for it anyway. The answer is no. Why am I trading a second or a third rounder for Jimmy Garoppolo? He might get cut in a day. Like, there's no reason to move that much for Jimmy Garoppolo and pay him $24 million. If he gets cut and wants on a 1-year deal, okay, sure. Moving my second best draft asset? No, absolutely not. Now, today's show is also available on Rumble. We have all of our uncensored version of our shows over there. It's at rumble.com/CowboysTV. We are behind our Giants channel. They are crushing us, making up some ground on the Raiders. Let's get it changed. Hit that big green button on Rumble and follow us for free. Exclusive live content over there as well at rumble.com/CowboysTV. From DeLunatic, hotter seat, Kellen Moore or Mike McCarthy? The answer is both. I think I'm going to go with Kellen. And here's why I go with Kellen. Because if I am Mike McCarthy and I start the year 2-4, 3-5, even 4-5, and my offense is the reason why, and I'm about to get fired or I'm in danger of being fired, I'm firing Kellen and I'm taking over play calling duties. Otherwise, I don't care enough about my job. Like, Mike picked Kellen. Okay, if Kellen's not working, he's got to make the change and be the offensive mastermind he was when we thought we hired him. So I'm actually going to go Kellen and then McCarthy, because if the offense is bad, if I'm Mike, I'm taking play calling away from Kellen Moore. From Marcus Arnold, if we are starting Tyler Smith at left tackle, Are we saying Tyron Smith is done playing for Dallas? If not, how do you take Tyler out of that spot? Look, if Smith might not come back this year, so we'll see. If he does come back, I got to stop saying last names. Tyron might not come back this year. If he does, unless Tyler was perfect or already a top 10 left tackle, stick him in at left guard. That's the route I would go if I were the Cowboys. I owe a beer cheers for that one. From Rection, do you trust Josh Ball? I know what he's trying to do. Do you trust Josh Ball if he's at left tackle or right tackle if Steele doesn't do so good? No. Josh Ball, in the preseason, the only time we've seen him play real snaps, to be blunt, he sucked. I'm sorry. Josh Ball was bad in the preseason. A sack, 5 hurries, 3 penalties, an awful run blocking. He got better each game pass blocking-wise, got worse run blocking. I think he's better on the right side than the left side, but if he's starting, I got visions of Chaz Green dancing in my head, and I don't like that. So with Josh Ball, what is your confidence level in him? 1 to 69, because you can't say 100. You can't say you're feeling better than 70 in terms of Josh Ball. So we'll do the meme number. 69 is the highest number you can put in for Josh Ball. Let me know in the comments section. JC Mando, which room is a bigger concern this year, receiver or offensive line? How would you fix it? Look, to be blunt, your path to fixing it is over. You missed your window in the offseason. It is the offensive line for me. Receiver will be okay in the short term. You will be able to get back Gallup soon, and that'll end up being okay. And I don't love it, but it shouldn't be as bad as it was in 2018. The offensive line, though, of these 5, how many do you have blind, pure faith in? It's 1. It's Zach Martin. You can talk yourself into other guys, but let me put it to you this way. God forbid, knock on wood, I pray to God it never happens again. What if Zach Martin gets hurt? How bad is that offensive line in terms of being trustworthy? The O-line scares me. It is September now. The path to finding obvious upgrades and not having it cost all of your picks is basically impossible. Adam Ward says he wants to see a creative play with Micah Parsons at tight end. Fullback, running back, the Mike Vrabel touchdown play? Sure. Do it in the red zone. That way you don't risk more injury, but I'm down to throw the ball to Parsons, which isn't a fact touchdown, but it's close to it. Bailey Gordon, will Mike McCarthy fire Joe Philbin early this year? Honestly, I'd be pretty concerned if they did, because we all knew, Phil might not be the guy. We talked about firing him. McCarthy and Philbin have been boys for a long time. Those two trust each other. Philbin is McCarthy's guy and vice versa. I would be surprised if the Cowboys actually fire Philbin this year. Now, if you have Cowboys mailbag questions and you want to be a part of the mailbags, you got to be subscribed. Otherwise, there's really no way of getting your questions on the show. So if you haven't already, hit that big red button and subscribe at youtube.com/CowboysTV. El Tino, Jimmy Johnson is to the Cowboys as Babe Ruth was to the Red Sox. They won a ring, though, after Jimmy left. With his players, but they did win a title. I still blame Rowdy. From Myers G, 59 News on the Bears linebacker, I assume you mean Roquan Smith. He's not going anywhere. He's going to play out the year. There will be no Roquan Smith trade, and frankly, I don't want the Cowboys investing that amount in him anyway. From Gary the Snail, who are some recent draft picks that have disappointed the Cowboys can trade for and save their career? Ooh, that's a longer video. Maybe we'll do one later in the week. It's a tricky conversation. Jeremy says Jalen Reagor in my ear because they're not going to cut him. I don't think there's going to be much value there in the end. I think it's going to be for a Reagor trade. You're not going to get much. Now, Andre Dillard, he mentions, that intrigues me because that'd be a left tackle option for you, but I'm going to play Tyler Smith there. $5 again from Marcus Arnold at 69, the live show. Jeremy, shot time afterward. Cheers to you. Follow up, if Tyron gets his spot back from Tyler this year or next year, the pick is a bust. He is the future at left tackle. As long as Smith is still did it again. As long as Tyler Smith is still starting, I would not consider it a bust. I would argue it is more of a slower process there. Now, if he loses his job and isn't starting, I've got questions, because that to me would be, if Tyler Smith is healthy and not starting, somewhere along the line, that is an organizational failure. DJ Milton. Starting corners, Diggs, Izzy, Brown, and Lewis. Cut Kelvin. We cut Taco before. Israel Mukwama is going to team as a safety, but it's Diggs, Brown, Lewis, Deron Bland, Nishan Wright, then I think Kelvin Joseph. Before we go, I'm going to ask you to bully the Cowboys into committing fewer flags, because bullying works, and this is a good reason to do it. Type flags in the comments section to make the Cowboys have fewer mistakes this year. So do you believe in the Cowboys? Y for yes, N for no. Let me know in the comments. I'm going to get a quick tweet off here, Jeremy, once you get the shots in, because there is no Chuma Adoga trade. It's dead in the water, and now I wonder if the Cowboys were used for leverage. Because that's what it sounds like to me. Laviska Shenault, by the way, is going to the Panthers. No one cares about Tony Jefferson. He's not that good. Sorry, Chugs. Laviska Shenault is going to Carolina. He's not good, so that's fine. They just don't want draft picks anymore. So I see a lot of flags in there. But the pin poll today, do you believe in the Dallas Cowboys? Y for yes, N for no. Let me know in the comment section. 62% are saying yes on that standpoint there, which I'm not terribly surprised by. Like, give me one more comment here. I see yes from Jason, flags from Jason and Kevin. Billy says yes. Sack says yes. Alex says yes. Leonard says yes. Joey says no. Mike says no. Gary Sane says yes. Joe says no. Both Joe Bentley and Joe Linden say no. Leonard says yes. Reese says yes. What'd you do to this? You said it very awkwardly. What'd you do to this here?
No, I just gave you a...
It's Jack.
I just gave you a shot.
Oh, I see. Oh, you did the size one. Yeah, I mean, this is the shot glasses are reflective of the real sizes.
That's really small.
Yours is, mine's not. All right.
And just to let you know, Tom thinks this is really big. So.
They're real two size, as in they are proportional to size.
So, yeah, Tom, this is massive.
You kill me, Jeremy. You absolutely kill me. All right, let's get over to the shot clock here. Rumble after hours. Cowboys Report after hours only on. All right, I'm gonna block that guy. He's blocked. See ya, Aaron. Don't be racist. 2 minutes on the clock here. If we have super chats as they come in for the final 2 minutes, clock's already started, we will stay live on YouTube. Until then, if we don't get any, only on Rumble. We will do our record prediction exclusively on Rumble. So get your super chats in. 2 minutes on the clock here. No buzzer beaters this time. Remember when that happened. No buzzer beaters. So let me know. If you have super chats, get them in right now. Otherwise, we're going exclusively to Cowboys Report after hours only on Rumble. Chugs, you have to make a comment there, I thought?
Yeah.
Okay, what's up?
So, as we have this 2 minutes, just a quick question for you, Tom. Somebody in the comments, the Ponzik Show asked, would you trade Pollard for Isaiah Wynn?
I think the issue there is the Patriots don't need him. They have backs. Harris, they drafted Pierre Strong. You have Ramondre Stevenson. I don't hate that idea. You're giving up value to get value. I wonder if you could get Isaiah Wynn cheaper, though. I think I'd rather just move a pick.
Yeah.
I would rather move a pick than move a player. That's my mindset. Fair. But it's a creative thought to get some value back in the end.
Would you trade Turpin for Wynn?
That's just a return man. So yeah, probably. Like I'm gonna
most electric return man in the league. Tom.
Best return man ever in NFL history. But I would value left tackle over great return man. Like that's just the route I would go.
Yeah.
because like that left tackle is going to impact my game way more than the return man ever would. So that's the route I would go. 30 seconds left, actually less than 30 here. So we're going to stay live only on Rumble for my record prediction. Each and every single game, it's the scheduled/record prediction breakdown. Get over there on Rumble. Rumble.com/Cowboys TV. We've got the links in the comments section and in the description. Duke, I'll extend the clock by 15 seconds. So we'll say 30 given the delay in the time. So get your super chat in. Otherwise, we're going to end it here. Go ahead and kill Facebook, Jeremy. We'll kill Facebook. I'll push the 2 minutes to 2 minutes, 30 seconds. So you got 20 seconds there. The great Duke bothers. Otherwise, no more YouTube. We will go only live on Rumble. We'll go game by game. My record prediction here. As a reminder, in case you tuned in, the Chuma Edoga trade rumors lasted, how long was it? It was, let me get the exact time. That was 20, and that one was, right about a half hour. Half hour from that standpoint. Their super chat just came in. KK's Jr., how much do I have to super chat for you to delete your Twitter? I don't know. A lot? I don't know. I like to have Twitter. I like using Twitter, and easy from that standpoint. A few more coming in from the great Duke Bothers. There it is. How much do you really value Trayvon Diggs? I think a good amount. It's very weird to me how much people hate Trayvon Diggs. Like, he's Marcus Peters. He's Xavier Howard. Yes, he gets beat. I don't think anyone has claimed that Diggs doesn't get beat. That's kind of a weird straw man propped up against him. But he makes a ton of plays on the football. He probably won't have as many INTs this year. But if you were a fan of a team that had Trayvon Diggs, you would love him. But I think it's because he doesn't play for your team. There's the extra hype around him that it just annoys people, and it turns them off. If you want to take Slay over him, that's fine. Like, Slay's an awesome corner. But trying to use, he got beat at practice, he sucks. It's really weird that doesn't happen for any other corner in the NFL. Like, no one acts that way. There's a handful of players each position that we use practice tape as, C sucks, and just, ignore all the actual plays that matter. It doesn't make sense to me.
Tom, when will you learn? The internet is just, you already have your opinion, and you just try to find something that backs your opinion up.
It's true.
You're not trying to prove something one way or the other. You already have your opinion set, Tom.
Yeah.
You're just trying to prove that opinion right.
Kenneth, Mike Fisher collab soon. Mike and I are cool. I don't know. Both of us have rather busy schedules. Mike runs a bunch of stuff for Sports Illustrated. I do a bunch of channels beyond the Cowboys Report here. So you read that as Eric Fisher, Jeremy? No, I don't think we're going to do an Eric Fisher collab. No, Mike and I are both very busy, so I don't know. I'll never say never, but we have a lot of things going on, so I won't commit to it. All right, that is it for the Super Chats. We went to the 5 minutes instead of 2 minutes on the timer there, Chug, so I appreciate that, guys. Thank you to KK's and the Great Duke Bothers and Kenneth Easley for your Super Chats. I owe some beer. Cheers.
Finish it, Tom. Tom, just finish it.
Don't yell at me.
Be a man.
Don't yell at me.
That a boy.
There we go. Thank you guys so much. We're going to go only on Rumble right now. Let me clear out some air bubbles there. Rumble.com/Cowboys TV. After hours exclusively on Rumble. So go ahead and get that queued up, Jeremy, for a weigh-in or something. And then go ahead and end the YouTube stream. Thank you all so much for those of you who tuned in on YouTube. We'll see you guys again